Welcome back to week 9 of building Hoth. So if you guys remember from last week, I'll link the video up here. I was having trouble doing the foot imprints in the snow, how to work around the feet, but I figured that out this week, so I'll show you guys what technique I used. I also did a lot more tiling, so I'll show you how that worked out. And of course, I held another live stream yesterday actually, and continued to build the UCS AT-AT and made some pretty big strides, and now I have the body on the AT-AT. So without further ado, let's jump over to the live stream and then show you guys what I did this week. Let's go.
I like everything about you. Everything about you.
Well, here it is, and as you can see, almost half of the back is tiled off, so we're getting really close to the end of this mock. And look at the AT-AT, it's just massive. I'm trying to back up more so you can get it all in frame. Look at that mock. Oh, amazing. I'm so pumped to see this starting to come together and how it just completely looms over this tiny section of trench and these two little batteries that these rebels have. I think it just adds so much to what was really going on Hoth. The real hopelessness of the rebels when they had these massive armored vehicles coming at their tiny little entrenchments. But anyways, let me show you guys what I did this week. As you can see, I finally figured out the whole foot pattern that I'm going to be doing here to be able to have the feet look like they are sunken in to the snow as they are walking, and I think it looks pretty seamless. So last time I was thinking about using hinge plates and all this stuff to kind of have the bricks stand up like this and go around it, but then I realized, why would I do that when I can just use snot technique like I did for the trench? So once I figured out that I just need to use snot technique, it was pretty smooth sailing from there. All I did was kind of trace around. You can kind of see in the back here an example of the bits I used that are not covered up by tiles. I just basically worked around the feet here and found the slopes that fit nicely within that, and then I created these here and 4 of these, and they go all around. I'll grab one out for you so you can check it out. So basically this little section goes around one prong of the foot, and how I built this was I used these here, these snot bricks. Basically I used these snot bricks connected to 2 1x3 or 1 2x3 of these slopes here, brick slopes, connected it like that. Then to the overhang of these slopes, I attached a 2x2x3 tall slope like this. So that goes down, and then you can kind of see where the foot goes in right here. So I just mimicked that on the other side. I connected it using one of these 1x6 plates, put a 1x2 plate on top of it, and then one of these curved slopes that have the indent to put that piece in right there. And so then when I put it down, the foot prong perfectly fits in here, and then this slope nicely, not perfectly, but nicely follows the shape of the foot. So I built 4 of these and I put them on the 4 sides of the foot, and it comes together to look really, really nice and smooth. So that is how I did the feet. Over here, there was a little bit more of a complication because the feet were so close together, so I kind of had to do some illegal building techniques. They're kind of all jammed in there. They're not connected at all. It's kind of fit together. Like, I really pushed it together so it would fit, and I guess it works. I mean, I guess they're connected here to their other neighboring bricks, but they aren't connected to each other, which is completely fine, I think. But anyways, I think it creates a really, really nice shape. I was able to use these wedge tiles right here to kind of fill in the gaps. They aren't really connected to anything, but I think that looks fine. It looks like the snow is kind of like building up and sinking around it, because basically there, as you can see, there's this gap that happens when I'm using these kind of tracing things. There's a gap here, and so when I tile it off, you can kind of see inside, and so I just had to put one of these in there and plug it, and I think it looks fine. Looks good, actually. I think it actually looks really good. Looks super smooth. You can kind of see it right there. I need to fix the tile. You can kind of see that there's a gap right there, so I need to fix the wedge plate in there. One issue with using this technique here to trace the outside of the feet was that I actually had to use jumper plates for them to fit nicely, so they're offset half a stud, and so that's why all of these tiles can't fit smoothly with the rest of them, and they're kind of like layered on top. But honestly, I was kind of worried that it would look bad. I actually think it looks good. It looks like the snow in the ground is being broken up around where the foot is planted. It looks like the snow kind of got pushed out and kind of piled up here and then tapers down, like all the dust settled. I actually think it looks more realistic like this. So it's funny in some ways that when there's a problem with Lego, it would be a problem in real life. It wouldn't be realistic. Now it looks more realistic. Is it, as secure as I hoped it was? I mean, there are gaps here and there that I just have to plug with some cheese slopes, but I honestly think it looks better. It looks more realistic. The ground is broken up more, adds more dimension to this mainly flat part of the ground over here. So I actually think it adds a lot to the mock, even though it's kind of a mistake. But as you can see, all that is left to do now is this section. I just have to tile off this part of the mock, and then it's completely done, and it'll be the finale after that. I would have tiled it off, but unfortunately, I ran out of tiles. So I had to make yet another BrickLink order, adding to the cost of this mock. And if you remember from last week, I was kind of questioning whether or not I wanted to add a snowspeeder into the mock. And what I decided while building this mock was, all right, if I have to buy another BrickLink order full of parts, then I won't buy the snowspeeder. And unfortunately, that is what happened. So there will be no snowspeeder in this mock, but I honestly think that's completely fine. There were only so many snowspeeders on Hoth, and maybe they just couldn't get to this AT-AT. Or the AT-AT shot them all down already. They're all back there because he's already really, really close to the trench. But yeah, that is pretty much all the progress that I made this week, other than the AT-AT, which you saw on the live stream time lapse. Let's hop on over to the table yet again, just to make a quick announcement. But before we go to the announcement, I actually need to flip this mock completely around so I can get at that back section. So I might as well show you me doing that because it's pretty precarious, and if it breaks, you guys get to see it and laugh at it like a bunch of monkeys. All right, let's do it. Well guys, there you have it. Now it is in its final position. As you can see, the mountain looks better in the corner rather than seeing the side of it. And it comes together really nicely. This AT-AT is a little bit precarious. I actually might have to move one of these. I think I have to move this one to the side a little bit, or maybe both of them to the side a little bit, because it's kind of leaning in this way. So I think I did not space them correctly. But that's an easy fix because all I have to do is move it, and I haven't tiled any of this part off yet, which is good. But anyways, let's go on to the announcement. Well, as I said, this is going to be the last week before the finale. I didn't think it would come so soon, but it did. All I had to do was really figure out that foot imprint technique that I needed to use. And then from then on, it's just a bunch of tiling, so I'm not going to show you guys that. So the next time you guys will see Hoth, it will be in the finale video. It's been a great time building this first mock of mine, you could call. It's the biggest I've ever done, and it's the one that I've actually done like a legitimate series for instead of just quitting after the first few weeks. I really love building mocks like this. I love the 3 base plate long style because it fits perfectly within my building desk. I think overall it came out amazing. I've always wanted to do a Hoth mock since I was young, and now I've finally done it. I'm so excited for it to be finished. I'm so excited to show you guys what it's going to look like when it's finished. Just waiting on that one Bricklink package. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for the support throughout this series. I'll see you all in the finale. Hope you have a good day.
I like everything about you.